When is a time that you have felt that something for sure was from heaven and not from you? I will go first. For this miracle, it's more of a connection to heaven and how I was communicated with. A few days, actually a day, before my third daughter was born, I was still debating between two names. The first name was one I'm not going to mention because maybe I'll use it in the future, but it had to do with my sister who had passed away, and I really wanted to name my daughter something that would honor my sister. The second name was a name that I just fell in love with and had had on my list since my first daughter was born, and I just loved it. But I was really, really torn between choosing a name that I just absolutely loved and choosing a name that would honor and relate back to my sister. And it was kind of hard. I kept thinking about how my sister would be just joking with me and tell me that I should just choose whatever name I wanted and that it didn't matter. But I also knew that she would understand my dilemma because names have a big meaning to me. All of our children's names are botanical, with our last name being Spriggs. We think that's kind of funny. And then they all have a spiritual meaning alongside that. I had briefly looked up the meaning of different names and these two different names a few times before. And they both fit the botanical theme and both had good meanings to them, but I still couldn't decide either way. And it was kind of eating me alive because I have a really tough time making decisions. So here I was the night before going in to have my third C-section, and I had the thought to look up the meaning of the name that I loved again. I was like, I already know what it means. Like, I don't know why I feel this prompting. But it came again, look up the meaning. So I typed it in Google and started looking up the meaning of the name that I loved, and immediately felt that it came from heaven. Hollis, one who resides near the holly tree, representing life after death, light after darkness, resurrection, and eternal life because of the evergreen plant of the holly tree. And for me, it just struck. My whole heart filled up, and I knew that this was a communication from God and from my sister who was on the other side, telling me to choose the name that I wanted and letting me know that it had a really special meaning. And I had such a strong feeling that this little one was my light after dark, after losing my sister, and that she had gotten to meet her and be with her, and she knew who was coming to be in our family. So I chose the name I loved, and that it was Hollis, and understood that it did truly represent my sister and honor her on the other side. So there's my miracle today.